Hello, my name is Amanda, and I'm the mom of a 3.5-year-old boy. His name is Patrick. You may hear me call him Patrick or Peanut, just depends. Anyway, he was a late talker. He didn't really fully start talking until 3, 2.5, 3. But he was actually, for a lot of his developmental milestones, he was about 6 months behind. So, yes, I'm in a bathroom. I've been getting this a lot, this question, and the question is, how did you potty train him? Well, I'll tell you what I did. Now, keep in mind, this is what worked for him and I. It's not going to work for every single kid. Every single kid is different. I'll kind of go through a little bit of the steps, and I'll show you kind of the supplies I have for him. Just different things. So, to start with, diapers. We have, okay, let me back this up. Patrick and I had a talk, and I asked him, and we talked about being a baby versus being a big boy. We basically said, Patrick, you are a big boy. Big boys go in the potty. They don't go in their pants. So we took all of our diapers. Well, I still have a couple. But all of our diapers, and we put them in a bag, and we gave them to a diaper fairy. Just to kind of give them to babies that need diapers. So I do have a couple, but that's just to go and say, remember, you're a big boy. Remember, you go in your potty, not in your pants. So these. So I'm just going to kind of go through some supplies. I do still have wipes. And we've talked, especially for when he poops, he's not quite yet poop trained to going on the potty. He's pee trained. He's not poop trained yet. He's terrified to make a poop on the potty. So we're still working on that. But so I have wipes. He has really sensitive skin, so I do still put some A&D on him, just to kind of make sure everything's all good down there. But some of the things that really helped is different supplies. So I just turned my camera around. So some of the supplies that we have, ignore my water bottle. So I have an extra toilet seat ring, and this is actually what I use if we say go up to our cottage. I mean this, and he uses that. So this is just a regular potty, but our toilet seat lid has a kid's one already built in. And then we have his little penguin party that we got at Target that we just dump out. And we have him help dump it out and flush it in the potty. We have step stools for him, lots of underwear, pull-ups, and I do still put him in a swim diaper just to be on the safe side. But anyway, and then I'll talk about that mess later. And then, so this is actually usually on the potty downstairs in our basement. And then I have another little step stool for him down there. So those are our bathrooms. One other thing I want to mention about Patrick. He is a very stubborn little boy. So, I had to find the right, call it what it is, a bribe. I had to find the right bribe that worked for him. Oh, it's just his bath mat. So for a while we tried M&Ms, and we were like, well, if you sit on the potty, you get an M&M. That worked for maybe a day, and then he was like, done. We tried Skittles. No interest, done. But he loves loves cars. So I bought a lot of Matchbox cars. I had friends sending me Matchbox cars, family members sending me little cars. So we started with, if you sit on the potty, you can open up a car. And we did that for like maybe twice. You sit on the potty, you get a car. And then the next step was, you sit on the potty, you have to pee in the potty, and then you get a car. So that worked for a long time. And then I phased out him getting a reward. And then we kind of took a little back pedal, and then we went forward again. And then he was really into Monster Jam trucks. So we started doing Monster Jam trucks. You sit on the potty, you pee on the potty, you get to open a truck. He actually has a truck that he really wants, and it comes with kinetic sand, but we said to get it, you have to poop on the potty. So that's kind of his big reward, and it's where he can see it. It's usually in the bathroom where he can see it, but right now it's just off to the side, so that way it's not in our way. I tried sticker charts. It didn't work. I also tried potty training him when he was 2.5. He was not ready. Plain and simple. He just was not ready. He had been going into the bathroom with us for forever. He just wasn't ready. And I think that's a really important thing, is to take your cue from your child. And if they're screaming, yelling, crying every single time you want to put them on the potty, just wait, maybe a couple weeks, try it again. And don't force them, because you don't want them to be scared to use the bathroom. Another thing that I did is we went shopping together, and we picked out cute, fun little boy underwear. So he has some ones from the movie Cars. He has some Paw Patrol. He has some monster trucks. He just has some plain ones. Those are like the 3 big genres that we have: Cars, monster trucks, Paw Patrol. So the other thing that I wanted to make sure that I did for him is give him choices of what potty he wants to use. Typically, he uses the little potty completely fine, all by himself. But now I want him to work on, so that way when he goes back to daycare, using a big potty. However, he will use the big potty if the potty is not an option. I tried hiding the little potty last weekend. That didn't go very well. I might hide it again and see how it goes. We'll see what happens. But anyway, so choices. A big thing too was giving him choice of what underwear he wanted to wear that day. And that's huge. Giving your kids a choice, giving your child a choice and letting them choose something is huge. So the choice of potty that he wants to do, what underwear he wants to pick for the day, huge choice. When I first started working with him on using the potty, I tracked how often he peed. I had a little tally chart in my phone of how often he peed. I gave him a lot of water, a lot of liquids, mostly water, a little bit of lemonade, but no juice really, but a lot of water. Sorry, I needed a drink. And I tracked how often he was going to the bathroom. And when he started to have a lot of really big dry periods, I knew, okay, we can try this. So I started, he could actually do about an hour between each time that he peed. And so we started putting timers in my phones. When we wake up in the morning, we sit and we go potty. We go pee pee. And he was sitting and he would pee pee, and then we would go eat breakfast, and he would drink a lot of water. And about 45 minutes after that, I would say, okay, time to go try pee pee. And that was the most successful. However, another thing is, if he tells you or she tells you, no, I don't have to pee pee, respect that and say, okay, we'll try again in a little bit. When Alexa says it's time to go pee pee, we have to go pee pee. Or if Siri says it's time to go pee pee, we have to go pee pee. If Google says it's time to go pee pee, we have to go pee pee. Use like fun things you have around your house to encourage your child to go pee pee on the potty. And make sure one person is in charge for the start. Like, so for example, I live with my parents, so Lulu and Grandpa, and then Patrick and I live in the same house. And so I had to be the one. I was very firm with my mom, Lulu. I'm in charge. If I say, Patrick, it's time to go pee pee, it's time to go pee pee. So yes, he had accidents. Yes, I had him help me clean up his accidents. And we talked about where we go pee pee, and I go, and a big thing I would say is, Patrick, we pee peed in our pants. That makes me sad. We pee pee in the potty. And that was a big change for him. Pull-ups. After getting rid of diapers for a while, I put him in pull-ups. So I have a couple different kinds. So these are like they're like a full side. Those are nighttime. And then there's these that have like the blue, easy, like tear apart. They're kind of like sticky. So we put him in pull-ups all day, and we had him practice going potty and pulling up his pull-up and all that kind of stuff. That helped him a lot too. And designs with characters that he likes was a big hit. And making sure they're the right size too is key. See here, what else can I tell you about in the bathroom? Talked about that, talked about those. Underwear. Oh, underwear. You want a lot of them, because especially if you're giving them choices. And what I would do, if say he was in a Cars pair of underwear and he peed, he went into whatever underwear he didn't want to wear. So usually I would show him, like, say like this navy pair or this pair of monster trucks, and typically he would pick the monster trucks. Okay, that's great. You want to wear the monster trucks? They need to stay dry. If you pee, you wear these plain ones. And that was a big motivation for him as well. Figure out what works for your kid. That's a really big darn deal. Okay, so I moved into Patrick's room because I also wanted to tell about another thing with potty training that not a lot of people think about. Making sure your child's shorts, pants, what have you, are loose enough that they can take them on and off themselves. So I have shorts, these are shorts, that are loose enough for him to pull on and off himself. These are from Gap Kids. I don't know exactly what, they're just the little shorts. They're super soft, super comfy. He has about 6 pairs of these. So I always keep one in his diaper bag backpack that he carries around with him, like an extra shirt and extra shorts. He'll have the same thing at daycare, along with a big handful of underwear just in case. And then everywhere we go, we stop, we pee. He's also a big fan of peeing outside. If we're home, I don't really care. If we're in public, it's a little bit dicey, but you know what? Potty training a toddler, you gotta do what you gotta do, and you don't want them to pee in their pants. So it is what it is. He's peed in public before. I've talked to other friends who have potty trained boys, and they're like, yeah, they just whip it out and pee it everywhere. So yeah. That's basically it. I would say the other big thing, ooh, that's a bright light. The other big thing is to make sure you have a good chunk of time where you're not going anywhere, you're not doing anything, and you can spend it on potty training. I also watched several YouTubers and how they potty trained their kids. Yeah, they're regular, typical developing kids, but they still have good ideas. And I took kind of good things from each one and kind of figured out what worked best for Patrick and I. I also read a book. It was called Stress-Free Potty Training, and it had like a quiz of all different things of how to potty train like a stubborn child and all that kind of stuff. And the biggest thing in there was make sure your child's ready to start potty training. So I hope that helps. Good luck.